Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It's Rainmaking Time. This is Kim Greenhouse. This is the most heartwarming segment I've done in a long time. We have with us Andy Mackie, who is the founder of the Andy Mackie Music Foundation, Music for Every Child, known as the Modern Pied Piper that has cheated death. This was in a CBS Evening News special by Steve Hartman. I watched it on YouTube, the clip, and was so inspired by you, Andy, that I wanted to welcome you to It's Rainmaking Time. I'm excited about your work with children, the music you're bringing to children, the instruments you're making for children, and I want you to share with us what revelations have come into your life that are extending your life. What do you think it is that's extending your life? Why are you cheating death?
I think it's the children and the music.
How long have you been making these instruments?
I've been making the instruments now for about 5 years, I believe.
And what are they exactly? What kind of instruments?
Little string instruments. We start off with a one-string one, which is just a stick. It's been hollowed out with frets on it. And we have children as small as preschool learning to play on it. And once you have learned one string, you basically have opened that child's mind to playing any string instrument they want to put some effort into.
How did you learn how to make these instruments? Have you always made instruments?
No. When I started doing harmonica in the school, and after I taught almost every child in the county how to play harmonica, I realized, the need for music in the schools, and I bought some simple instruments. And one of the things I tell children is you can do anything if you just do it. Well, I had never, ever built an instrument in my life, but I'd be a poor example to the children if I didn't believe what I was telling them, So I bought those and I started making them. And then I realized that by making them a little bit simpler, that I could actually take it as a kit into the classroom and have the children assemble it in the classroom.
That's amazing. How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that for about 4 years.
You've made about 13,000 harmonicas?
No, I've given away over 16,000 harmonicas.
Oh, my God.
But the string instruments, I've made over 3,500 of those.
Now, are you doing this all yourself?
Most of it. I'm now in the process of teaching the high school shops how to do it. We're actually paying for a shop teacher in one of the schools, and what I'm creating is like a model program so other schools can copy this.
That's awesome. Are you documenting the model that you're setting up at these schools?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because that would be very important, too, how you're bringing it into the schools.
I just didn't want all this to be lost after I'm gone, And I've taught 6 high school shops how to do it, locally here, but my goal is to show schools all over the world how to do this. I mean, like Martin sells a Martin backpack guitar that sells for $275, $300. And I can build one. It plays just as well. Show a school how to build one for $25 per child.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
When a child helps make it themselves, and they put their name inside, you teach them how to play it. And once we do one class, when we go build the second class, the first class actually teaches the next class. And we've actually bused children from different schools to teach in other schools.
And how old are the kids that are learning how to build the instrument and then play it?
Well, I've done children as little as kindergarten, first grade. Mainly it's second, third, fourth grade that build them in their classrooms. Now, the class that I was teaching this morning, I'm actually teaching those children. These are middle school children, 7th and 8th grade. I'm actually teaching them how to, take a piece of wood and make the instrument themselves.
Do you find that the boys take to it very quickly and the girls are more resistant or take longer, or is there just as much excitement?
Actually, some of my students have been... One girl in particular, she fell in love with the idea, and they got so excited about. She also did not play an instrument, but she showed so much interest. I gave her a full-size guitar, and I taught her a few chords, and then I sent her to a private music teacher for about 5 lessons. And the next thing I knew, that girl was teaching another whole class of like third graders in the school. So that girl ended up being a teacher for me.
That's amazing.
And I have after school programs in just about every school here where I furnish guitars, mandolins, banjos, fiddles, and those children are being taught by children as young as 10 years old.
You're starting a whole movement.
And, we have whole... I was born in Scotland, and I have a couple of CDs that I sell, and I use the money to buy violins and mandolins. And the children can play the songs off of those CDs. We go perform, and they actually are my backup music.
That's totally amazing. Now, how is your health now, and do you feel that you have a lot of energy still to do this, or is energy the thing you need more of?
Well, I need more energy. I got injured with a racehorse quite a few years ago, so I have a really, really bad neck injury, and it radiates down through my arms and my legs. Yeah,
you're a retired racehorse trainer, aren't you?
Well, I trained. Actually, I was a rancher, but I have trained racehorses, yeah. But anyway, a horse jumped on my neck and it smashed every disc in my neck. So part of the reason I do what I do is I live in so much physical pain. If I sat still, I would be a miserable old person,
So you have a neck injury you're still in pain about and still trying to get healing from, correct?
Yeah, well, if I get busy and do something for somebody else, God will just take care of the pain for me. It's still there, but it's not overbearing. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, what about all these heart attacks that you've had? And I hear that you went off 15 different medicines. What prompted you to do that?
Well, about 11 years ago, after 9 major heart surgeries.
And really speak up as you say this.
About 11 years ago, after 9 major heart surgeries, the doctors had me on 15 different prescriptions.
15 prescriptions.
And I have all kinds of side effects, too.
Naturally, absolutely.
And I couldn't even function. And I did not want to live that way. So I called the school and I said, could I please come and teach a class of kids how to play harmonica? Honestly thinking it was the last thing I could do. I did one class. They called back and they said, can you do the whole school? And I said, sure. So in order to buy the harmonicas, I took the money I spent on medicine and bought harmonicas. And I just went from school to school. And we ended up getting in the Guinness World Record book for the largest harmonica band in the world.
Wow. Did you think that you would live after you got off all your medications?
Well, I didn't even give it much thought. I just said, Lord, I'm in your hands.
That's beautiful.
And, I went all this time. Now, I am now back on medicine. I'm taking 5 prescriptions now. And I just recently had 3 more